the making of the national movement 1870 1947. Look at the main points related to this chapter. Nationalism, the feeling of oneness, unity among the people of nation, patriotic feeling, principle and policy of national independence. British in India. About 100 years British took control over India. It exercised control over lives of people, a resource made into India the country of Indians. Rise of national consciousness. 1870s and 1880s political associations formed. It led by English educated professionals such as lawyers. Some of the important associations were Purna Sarvajanaik Sabha, the Indian Association, the Madras Mahajan Sabha, the Bombay Presidency Association, and the last one, that is the Indian National Congress. The consciousness began to be clearly stated by the political association formed after 1850, especially those that came into being in the 1870s and 1880s. And most of these were led by English educated professionals such as lawyers. The more important ones were the Pune Sarvajanaik, the Indian Association, the Madras Mahajan Sabha, the Bombay Presidency Association, and the Indian National Congress. Dissatisfaction with British rule. Associations functioned in specific parts of the country, worked with the idea that India should be sovereign. Sovereign, that is a key feature of the nationalism. In other words, they believe that the Indian people should be empowered to take decisions regarding their affairs. What is the meaning of the term sovereign? The capacity to act independently without outside interference. Then some act related to the British. Two acts of the British. Arms Act, that was in the year 1870. The same year, another one that was also enacted. That is the Vernacular Press Act. What does it mean? Arms Act, that was passed in the year 1878, disallowing Indians from possessing arms. The same year, the Vernacular Press Act that was enacted. It's an effort to silence those who were critical of the government. Then another important event, that was the introduction or enactment of the Ilbert Bill. And the bill sought equality between British and Indian judges in the country. Britishers opposed the bill. They forced government to withdraw it. Then the next important event that was the formation of the Indian National Congress, that was formed in the year 1885. The famous nationalists, here we can see Dadabhai Naoroji, Firoz Shah Mehta, Badruddin Taibaji, W.C. Banerjee, Surendra Nath Banerjee. Ramesh Chandra Dutt, S. Subramanya Iyer. And a retired British official, A.O. Hume, helped in the formation of Indian National Congress. A nation in the making. The Congress in the first 20 years was moderate in its objectives and methods. Congress wanted better representation of Indian in a legislative council. Then some examples that are given. More demands of Congress related to government and administration. They demanded civil service examination to be held in India, not just in London. Then another important demand, that is separation of judiciary and executive. Repeal of the Arms Act. Then the last demand, that was freedom of speech and expression. Then some economic demand of Congress. A reduction of revenue, cut in military expenditure, more fund for irrigation. Then some slogans related to the nationalist movement. The famous slogan, freedom is our birthright. By 1890s, critics of moderates, that is radicals, the radicals such as Bipin Chandra Pal, Balagangadhara Tilak, and Lala Lajpat Rai. They were known in history as Lal, Pal, and Bal. They believed in self rule, Swaraj, and Tilak said, Balagangadhara Tilak said, freedom is my birthright and I shall have it. Here we can see the picture Lal, Pal, Bal. Okay. Lala Lajpat Rai, Balagangadhara Tilak, and Bipin Chandra Pal. Then another important event that took place, that was in the year 1905, that was partition of Bengal. Here we can see the picture Viceroy Curzon partitioned Bengal which included Bihar and part of Odisha. At that time, Bengal was the biggest province of British India and it included Bihar and part of Odisha. The British argued for dividing Bengal for reasons of administrative convenience. For easy governance, that their point, government separated Bengal as east and west. Then the main reason for partition, British gives reason of administrative convenience. The main motive of British is to curtail the influence of Bengal politician, to split the Bengal people, to divide Hindu and Muslim, to create a disunity among the Indians. That is their main motto. Okay. Then comes what are the main results of the partition? All sections of the Congress, the moderate and radicals opposed. Large public meetings and demonstrations were held to protest the part. Movement started in Bengal and other part of India also. So Deshi movement in Bengal and Vande Mataram movement in Andhra area. Then another important event that was the formation of Muslim League. All India Muslim League that was formed in the year 1906. And it was formed by Muslim landlords and Nawabs. It supported the partition and demanded for a separate electorate for Muslim. And in 1907, the Congress split and again reunited in 1950. And the next year, that was in 1916, both signed Lucknow Pact, the Muslims and the Hindus. And they decided to work together for a representative government in India. Then comes the First World War, that was in the year 1919, and the growth of mass nationalism. War altered the economic and political situation in India. Rise in defense expenditure. Increase taxes on individual incomes and business profit. Demand for vast supplies created difficulties for the common people. Then on the other hand, war repeat fabulous profit for business group. It created demand for industrial goods like jute bags, clothes, rails, etc. Indian industries expands and business groups demanded greater opportunities for development. Then comes the entry of Mahatma Gandhi, the advent of Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation. South Africa started movement against racial restriction. In 1915, Gandhi came to India from South Africa. Wanted to understand the people, the needs and the overall situation. Spent the first year in traveling and understanding Indians. Then Gandhiji participated in local movements such as Champaran, Khetha and Ahmedabad. He came into be contact with Rajendra Prasad and Vallabhbhai Patel. Then comes the another important event, that was the Rowlatt Act. British government introduced in the year 1990. And what was it? We already studied what was Rowlatt Act. According to this act, any Indian could be arrested without trial in the court of law. The act curbed fundamental rights such as the freedom of expression and strengthened police powers. And nationalist leaders opposed Rowlatt Act. The Indian people reacted. Mahatma Gandhi, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, they criticized the act as devilish and tyrannical. Mahatma Gandhi launched a satyagraha against the Rowlatt Act. And Related to that actor, the another important event that happened, Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Gandhiji wanted Hindu and Muslims support each other for just cause. Here we can see the picture Muhammad Ali Jinnah and you are familiar with the Mahatma Gandhi. Then here some pictures related to the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Then another important event that was Khilafat agitation and non-cooperation movement. Khilafat launched by two brothers Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali. And it was supported by Gandhiji and the Indian National Congress to pave the way for Hindu-Muslim unity. And main aims of the non-cooperation movement, the demand for Swaraj, they wanted to reduce the wrongs against Punjab. Then some methods adopted in the non-cooperation. Thousands of students left government-controlled schools and colleges. The students of government schools, they boycott. Many lawyers such as Motilal Nehru, Siya Das, C. Rajagopalachari and Asaf Ali gave up their practices. British titles were surrendered and legislators boycotted. People ate public bonfires of foreign cloth. Then people's initiative. Non-cooperation became a non-violent in most of the places. Some interpreted Gandhiji's message in their own ways. Then people's Mahatma. Some thought Gandhiji as Messiah. Some credited him with their achievement. Tribals and peasants undertook action that did not conform to his idealism. Then some happenings of 22 to 29. In February 1922, police station in Chauri Chaura set fire. 22 policemen killed. Mahatma Gandhi felt sad and called off non-cooperation movement. Gandhiji's followers start constructive work. Chitrajan Ranjan Das and Motilal Nehru wanted to fight election to the council. Bhagat Singh, revolutionary, took active part. And in 1927, British sent commission headed Simon. And in 1929, with Jawaharlal Nehru, the Congress fight for Purna Swaraj. These are the main topics that we covered in the lesson, chapter number 11. Please read the part that is given in your textbook. These slides that it is related to only the main points. Okay. And read the lesson and write down the notes. Okay. Thank you very much.